Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Repairs. Today I got a good one for you, you guessed it. I'm just going to show you a quick way to get a showroom finish on your muscle car or whatever you're painting. This is what you got to end up doing if you want to get a good paint job. It's not just painting a car, it's obviously sanding it back down and taking care of all the imperfections and buffing it. So this is kind of, I got the fender done on this one here, and I did the same thing to this one as I did to the one outside that we just showed you. This is just buffed. It's going to go on the car. You're going to have imperfections. Sorry about that, the radio came on. Yeah, you're going to have, you might have like a scratch. I see something here, but the lighting in this tin shed is so bad that I just got it sanded and buffed. And I'm going to bring it into the garage, into my shop, and finish it. But this is kind of what it's going to look like, just with compound. 99% of all the imperfections are out of it already. It's ready basically for glaze. Get the swirl marks out and put some wax on it, kind of thing. So first thing you got to do before you do any kind of sanding is you want to look it over. When it looks like this hasn't been sanded. This is just the inner jamb, obviously. You want to look for dirt nibs in the shine. And wherever the dirt nibs are, you want to take care of them. Now, I did make a buffing video about dirt nibs a while back. If you don't know how to get rid of dirt nibs to get them flat, there's a dirt nib. I'm leaving that. Who cares? Go back to my video and check it out. Yeah, so this one here had dirt nibs. It had a couple fish eyes. Even had a little run in it. I couldn't believe it. I found a little run in it. Now is the time, before you sand it like this is the time to take care of it. So go back, look at my video, and you'll see the process to do that first. Then, once you've done all your little imperfections, then you go ahead and you sand the whole fender complete, just like this, with 1000 grit, wet and dry. Yeah, you can buy the DA paper and spend a gazillion dollars. That stuff is super expensive, and you got to really be careful on the edges and stuff. So I wouldn't recommend that. I like to do it by hand. For one, I'm saving money. For two, I'm not worried about the edges. As you can see, the edges are still kind of shiny. You don't really have to sand the edges because the edges usually are pretty decent unless they're dry or something. Then you want to sand them. But yeah, see, when you do it by hand, you get a better job, I think, and it's cheaper. I think money is the big thing for me. I'm not rich. And speed, yeah, it's a little faster using the DA paper, but like I say, it's super expensive. And you have to be super careful on the edges, so yeah. You end up probably, you could ruin a paint job pretty fast with using a DA. So anyway, 1000 grit, get all the imperfections out. And I don't know if you can see, I left a little shiny spot right there. That, I'm going to hit that with 1000. Any shiny spots, any orange peel, I see a little orange peel right here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish that with 1000. So you want to knock it down. Everything you want to get rid of with 1000 or even 800 if it's bad. 1500 is not going to do a whole lot. You can see right there it needs a little bit. Yeah, so you want to get everything done with 1000. Don't get all happy and Speedy Gonzalez. You don't have to do that. So like I say, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish a couple little spots that I got left. See, I'm sure you can see that in the camera. With 1000 wet, and then I'm going to switch to 1500, and then I'm going to switch to 2000 by hand, and then I'm going to finish it with 2500, and then I'm going to buff it. So basically, as far as time goes right now into this fender, with doing my dirt nibs, my imperfections, I got roughly about an hour and a half into it right now. Haven't even buffed it, and it's not even done sanding yet. So obviously, I'm not getting too happy with it as far as worried about time, but yeah, just chilling out on it. Maybe hour and 15 minutes if I really wanted to time it, but yeah, you're gonna have some time into doing it by hand. It takes probably a bit longer, but you're saving money, and if you do it the right way, at the end of this buff, it's gonna look pretty sweet. So I got all the rest of the car done too. It's obviously it's got a bag on it, and I've got a ton of stuff on my trunk. I just set it on there. I didn't dump it on there. It's not going to dent it. I'm really careful when I set anything on a car. So yeah, I got everything buffed except for the rear body panel here. Just got that. I got to do that next. But I got everything buffed and just into the compound stage. So once I get the car all back together, then I'll go ahead and glaze it and wax it and stuff like that. But so anyway, I wanted to make a quick video on this. So what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to 1500. Maybe we'll 1500 just for a quick second. I'll 2000 and 2500, and then I'll buff a little bit and show you what that looks like. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a little 1500 quick. We'll do it down here, seeing how the camera's up there. So I kind of like to make sure it's obviously, whatever I'm working on, I like to keep it clean. I'd have the door down today if it was windy, for dust. But I got, basically what I like to do is, I like to just wipe off the area that I want to work. I just keep the area small too. I don't like try to do the whole fender all at once. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start right in the wheel well 1500. I'm going to wipe it, and then I'm going to spray some more water on this area and get that done. Just kind of do it in sections. And I'm using 1500 wet, keeping the paper clean, making sure there's no dirt on it. It's brand new. I'm using a real soft block made by Meguiar's, it looks like. Yeah, I've seen guys use this block to squeegee off water and stuff. It works really good. It's really pliable. That's kind of the block you want to have now. You can do it by hand too, and I will go over by hand at the very end, but we'll just go ahead and use this block for now. So I'm just going to go a little bit of water, soapy water too, by the way. And I'm going to take, this is kind of cool too because you can bend it and you can get inside of these edges. And this is a different angle here, so you can just kind of go with the flow. And keep it flat, on the flat areas. Angle it on the angled areas. Kind of do that. I can bend it on the rounded areas. And I'm not really applying a whole lot of pressure, but I am sanding it, I am putting a little pressure obviously, and I'm sanding it good. I'm not just glazing over, because the reason why I'm going 15, 2, and 25 is to knock them 1,000 grit scratches down. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera, try to save some camera time here. You get the point. Keep it clean, do it in sections, wipe it off. And then I'll, once I get it all done with 15, I'm going to go switch to 2000, 25, and then we're going to do a little bit of buffing and show you what I got going there. Okay, I'm 2500 in it right now. This is how I do it. Just kind of circular motion. Got it clean. Sprayed it down. Soapy water. That's it. It's not foolproof. I'm gonna wipe it down here, get the water and crap off it. Now when you're buffing, if you see something that you don't like, you can stop, resand that area, and continue on the battle. So it takes time to get it done. From the time I had 1,000, 15 to 25 probably took me like 20 minutes tops. So now we're gonna buff a little bit. Yeah, I was thinking about that dirt nib video I made a while back, a buffing video. So go back and check that out. And I also made a run video. So I did mention I got a little run on this. And I made the video a while back, so go check that out if you got any runs. Small runs, big runs, it's basically the same. Hopefully you don't have any big ones. You never know when you're going to get one, but you got to know how to stand them out. So let's go ahead and I'm going to buff a little spot like up here. So I'm going to move the camera. Get the camera in here and you can see the buff. Now this paint has been sitting for about, I don't know, 2 months. So it's not gonna buff as easy as it would if it was fresh. So that's another thing. If you've painted something and it sits and then you go ahead and sand it like I'm doing, it's gonna not buff as easy. So I'm using a foam pad. I'm using heavy duty compound. And I'm not going that fast. And I'm doing it in sections, you know. So we're going to, I'm going to do this section up here quick. I recommend earmuffs and, you know, knee pads or whatever you got to do. So yeah, like I say, I got heavy duty compound. You want to keep your pad clean, as clean as you can. I got a little brush I use. Okay, I like to spread it around before I hit the button. So I'm going to do an area about this big. I'm going to do down here and up to there. Just do a square and see what it looks like. Okay, like I said, I did make a buffing video, so go back and look at it, but I'm gonna explain it just real quick. You know, if you're buffing, obviously, I'm only running at, I don't know, 1500 RPM. That's pretty fast actually. That's about as fast as I go. I like the pad to come off of this edge. You don't want to be like this. You'll burn that edge. And then, but you want to come off of this edge. So I have two options when I'm buffing at this angle. I don't want to buff like that, but I want to make sure the buffer is, you know, up here, so the buffer's coming off of this edge this way. So just be careful. For one, you don't want, I don't care how long it takes to buff something, as long as I don't ruin the paint job. Which I've never ruined a paint job ever in my life. I don't care how, I mean, it could take me days to buff this thing. I'm not going to ruin it. So this is just one time. I like to go 2 times on every spot and then just keep moving. But I look at it on the second pass, so that's what we'll do. So I'm going to go ahead and buff it one more time just in this area, and then I'm going to look at it. If it's got any imperfections in it, I take care of them before I move on. Otherwise, it'll just be a nightmare. You'll have to do the whole thing over again. So I rub it around. I'm moving slow too. You just don't want to stop, but you got to keep moving. It's pretty warm. It's pretty warm right now. Okay, now I'm just going to wipe it off quick. I don't have compound all over the fender because I rubbed it in first. Yeah, you don't want to sling the compound all over. So now I'm going to look at it. See if we can even, the lighting in here is just terrible. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I don't see anything too crazy. I see maybe something. So I'm actually gonna buff it one more time. 3 times on this pass. But I don't see any dirt nibs, I don't see any major scratches. That's the time to sand right now. You know, and the fender's basically pretty clean. Yeah, like I say, it's hard to really even see anything in this garage. The best we can see is like right here, and I don't see anything in it. So that I just want to make a quick video on what I'm doing on the Mustang fender here. This is how look at that shine. You can't beat it. If you want to get a showroom shine with, you know, I don't care, it's going to have an imperfection somewhere in it. This is what you got to do. You got to nib it first, then you got to 1,000 the whole fender, knock it down, knock the orange peel down as far as you want to go. 1,500 it, 2,000 it, 2,500 it. You can even go 3,000 or more, but I don't mess around with that because the buffing just takes care of all that pretty quick. That's what you got to do. I'll go ahead and I'll tune back in when the fender's all done. It's probably going to take me a good hour to buff this fender. Okay, got it buffed. Turned out pretty dang good. I didn't really find too many ugly spots. But if I do, I'll definitely just touch them up with the buffer. But yeah, this is just the first stage of buffing. The next stage is put on a glazing pad and go to town on it, and I'll do the same thing. I'll do it in sections. I'll glaze this little area, but first of all I'll make sure there's no scratches, because glaze will not take any deep scratches out. Then once I get everything the way I want it, I'll look it over really good before I do start to glaze. But when I do glaze, I'm going to switch to a gray pad, a glazing pad. I'm going to use some glazing compound, and I'm going to do it in sections. I'll probably just do this section here, make sure that section's good before I move on to anything else. And then I'll even switch to another pad, and that'll help with you know, swirl marks and stuff like that. But yeah, it's gonna take some time to detail. It took me probably an hour to buff this. 45 minutes to an hour. I didn't exactly time it, but that's what I'm guessing. So it's going to take some time, so probably 3 hours maybe total. But I wanted to show you the undercoat I put on the back side of it. And this is the stuff I used. I really like it. It's called Rust Free. I bought this on the internet. You can see the part number there, 1020F-1. It's a little thick for me, so I like to use, I thin it out with a little naphtha. Now I looked all over, and they have a reducer for this, but I couldn't seem to get it. And it says right on the deal, do not use lacquer thinner. So I used a bunch of different things, and this is the only stuff that would work. It thinned it out, and it dried really nice. So that's what I recommend for you if you want to do some undercoating. I use a Schutz gun. You know, you got to use something like this with that. Keep it clean. I keep it apart because it seems like it's hard to take it apart once that stuff dries. Even though it's clean, you can't get it all out. So I run lacquer thinner through here too, you know, to keep it clean. So there you go on the undercoating part of it. But yeah, that's the first stage of buffing, color sanding and buffing. I'm gonna flip it over once and just show you. Show you the undercoat. Yeah. This, you have to literally tape everything off. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to put some, you know, whatever. It seems like overspray gets all over. So I had to tape everything off. Obviously, I didn't get carried away in there because you're not going to see it. But I taped everything. I think I taped it up to here. And then I taped all this off, all the holes, everything, because that undercoating's messy. So anywhere you got a hole, you want to cover it up. So I covered up these holes. I covered up, obviously, them holes. Look at that. A little overspray got through somehow right there. Not a big deal. You don't see it. Taped everything off here. So there you go. And then I put it in the sun. It dried pretty quick with that naphtha. So I did that to all the panels, the valances, the fenders, doors. Got a little on the inside, which you know, you could only do so much in there. Corridors even. But yeah, that's a hot tip for the undercoating. But I hope you guys like the content. You got any questions on buffing? Go to my my buffing videos and leave a comment, ring the bell. Please subscribe to the channel. It's going to help me grow. And I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you.